Good morning once again. I'm Engineer Sebastian by name, and I'll be explaining the program in Arduino to control the servo motor through the serial monitor. Now let's dive into the explanation of the code. You have the hash include servo.h, which is the servo library, and it provides function for controlling the servo motor easily. The next line we have servo motor. This creates a servo object named motor that you will use to control the servo motor. The next line is int angle equals 0. This declares an integer variable angle and initializes it to 0. This variable will store the angle value received from the serial monitor. So moving to the next set of code, you have the void setup. And the void setup is a function that runs once when the Arduino starts. It's used to initialize settings like pin modes and serial communications. Under the void setup, you have motor.attach into bracket 6. This connects the servo to pin 6 and tells the motor object which pin it will use to control the servo signal. In the next code, we have serial.begin, and this serial communication at 9600 baud rate. It allows the Arduino to communicate with the serial monitor on your computer. The next code, we have serial.println. It prints a message to the serial monitor prompting the user to enter an angle between 0 and 180 degrees. As you can see there, into brackets, enter angle between 0 to 180 degrees. Moving to the next set of code, we have the void loop. And the void loop begins the main loop. That is, the code runs repeatedly after setup has finished. Under the void loop, we have if statement, which is if serial available is greater than 0. The serial.available checks if there is any data available in the serial buffer to read, or if the user has inputted something. Next, we have angle equals serial.parseInt. This reads an integer from the serial input and stores it in the angle variable. It ignores non-numerical characters and waits for input to complete. So the next line is if angle is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 180. So it checks if the entered angle is within the valid range, which is between 0 and 180, which is operational range for most hobby servos. The next line under the if statement is motor.write into bracket angle. This sends the angle to the servo, which will move to that position. Under the motor.write, you have serial print moved to. So it prints confirmation to the serial monitor showing the angle the servo motor moved to. And it attached the angle to which that is the serial print lane. And you have, and as you know, in every if statement you have an else. So else, under the else you have serial print in invalid angle, enter value between 0 and 180. So for the else, if the value inputted by the user is not within that range, it prints invalid angle, enter value between 0 and 180, and gives the user another chance to input a value between 0 and 180. So after that, you have the while serial.available is greater than 0. So this flashes the serial input buffer by reading and discarding any extra characters that user might have typed. So that's it. So now let's move to our Arduino board and see how the program written here will run on the Arduino board. So here we have our servo motor here, and we have our Arduino Uno board and our USB cable. So let's run the program. So we upload, sure, run the program, and we see, yeah, done uploading. So now let's go to the CR monitor. So as you can see there, it says enter angle between 0 to 180. So now let's enter any angle. So let me say I enter 100, then press enter. You see, yeah, so now let's try an angle. So you get me. Enter 120. I press next. Sorry, I press enter. And it moves, but I think I'll make it quite clearer. Press 150. As you can see, press enter. Yeah, so now it's accept its purpose. Thank you for following up to this stage. Hope you like the video. See you next time. Bye.